ready?
Yeah.
You want to cheers?
No.
Cheers.
Cheers! Cheers! You're not putting that in there.
So, it is a rainy, dreary, awful day here in Florida.
Craptastic.
Very craptastic weather, so we can't go anywhere. We're kind of confined to the house. I mean, we could, but
I'm sugar and I melt.
yeah, Dave's just too sweet for this type of weather. So we thought we'd do something fun. I have had 20 questions that I gathered from Google. I just went to Google and I Googled 20 questions to ask to get to know someone. Went to several different websites and compiled these 20 questions. 20 questions is a lot of questions, and these are the type of questions where you might have some long-winded answers.
But we're going to try to do them all in one sitting.
Well, we are going to try to do them all in one sitting, but we also don't want to bore you. But if you want to get to know us, these are some fun questions. Let's dive into it. So the first question is, how long would you survive in a zombie apocalypse?
A long time, because I'm a survivor, because I'm ready.
So I thought about this question, and I think that I would survive a good bit. Like, I think I would survive like the zombies, like the initial outbreak and the zombies and killing zombies, shoo, 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 and all of that. But the reality of it is, after the zombie outbreak, you're still left with all the people that survived, and everybody's going to be out for themselves. And I've always been the type of person that's like, well, I would just grab whatever is near me. Like, I would just take this ruler and use it as my weapon. I don't know. I think I would survive the initial zombie outbreak, but then once everybody that's left on Earth and they're just kind of surviving, I might get killed off after that, because I'm just too trusting of a person, and I would probably trust the wrong type of person, and they would probably kill me and make me their food or something like that.
Because you would be with me, and I don't trust many people, so so we're gonna be good.
Okay. Okay, I trust you. What is your favorite smell?
Bread.
Bread?
Cooking bread. Yes, like cinnamon rolls, stuff like that. Well, and Disney resorts, but that's about it.
I have lots of favorite smells. I do like the smells of the Disney resorts. I think that every single Disney resort should have a candle in their smell. I like the smell of
After I number 2.
No. That's a terrible smell. I like the smell of fresh cut grass. I like the smell of jasmine. I like the smell of certain foods cooking, because smells are very like nostalgic. Like, sometimes when you smell things, they bring up memories. A lot of like different foods cooking bring up memories of like my mama's house, my grandmother's house, my dad's house. That's my answer.
Bread for me and Disney resorts.
You're just a simple man.
Fresh bread. Nothing like smells so good.
How many beers do you think that you can consume before getting sick or passing out?
We skipped one, but that's okay. I'll answer it. I don't think I would pass out. I would probably just get sick from drinking so many beers, and I guess it just depends on the amount of time you're drinking those beers in. I mean, if you have all day, you can drink a lot of beer. If you have a couple hours, then I don't know. I'd say 15 to a 24 pack.
That's a lot.
But like I said, I would get full and then probably get sick. I wouldn't pass out in a short amount of time.
Yeah. I think I would say, true story, when we used to live in Wilmington, North Carolina, we worked at the same company, and it was a heating and air conditioning company. And every single Friday when we would get off of work, we would go to the gas station that was right on the corner of where we worked at and get a 24 pack of Corona. And usually that 24 pack would be gone by Monday.
But that's a whole weekend.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say I'm probably drunk after 6 beers, and like passing out and getting sick, I don't know, maybe 10. I don't know. I've never drunk enough beers to pass out or get sick before, but I'm pretty drunk after 6, I would say. So let's go back to the question that we skipped, which was, if you can still remember, what are your funniest childhood memories? And you need to read some of these too. Don't leave it all up to me.
I don't remember, honestly. I'm sure I had some. Probably should ask my dad.
Well, I can speak for you because your dad has told me some of the funny stories. He said he always tells this story. He says that you cannot stay still, which is a true statement. And him and your mom used to lay in the bed because your bedroom was right above theirs. And him and your mom used to lay in bed at night and hear you pacing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all night because you couldn't stay still. I would say that's funny.
Yeah, probably more annoying for them.
Because you can't stay still. When you're on the phone with a customer, you're pacing back and forth the living room. It makes me dizzy because you're pacing back and forth the whole time you're on the phone. I have a lot of funny stories from when I was growing up, but one that I will just, for time's sake, will tell you about is me and my cousin Noelle used to put on like skits and stuff for our families, and we would take it very, very seriously, and we would like perform and sing all these songs. And I used to try to get my brother to do it with us, but he would have no part of it. And I don't really remember like what type of things that they were, but we would just make up like this whole production in our heads and put on a show for our families. I have other funny stories. My brother probably wouldn't want me to tell them because he tried to kill me one time. And chased me through the house with a butcher knife, put actual butcher like knife marks in my door, and my dad got so mad because I ran in my room and locked the door where he couldn't get in because I was really scared that he was trying to kill me, and he may was, I don't know. And I accidentally drank pee one time. Maybe that's another story for another video.
That's gross. You're not getting kissed. You're not getting kissed tonight. What would you do if you won $1 million?
If I won $1 million, we talk about this all the time because Dave does buy lottery tickets every week. And we talk about what we would do together. But if I won $1 million, I would probably pay off all of our debt and probably give some money to our family members. I would buy a whole new wardrobe and probably just save the rest and invest it. Like take a really, really spectacular vacation. But yeah, I would want to pay off all of our debt so that all we had was just living expenses.
Yep, that's what I'd do. Pay off all of our debt, give some to some family members, you know, probably take some close friends out to good dinners, and invest and just kind of save the rest. I'd keep working though. I'd have to. $1 million really isn't nothing, so. Yeah. I mean, it is, but
yeah. I mean, $1 million is life changing. It would pay off all of our debt, where we would just have no bills except for just living expenses.
Yeah.
Keep the lights on, pay our stuff on, that kind of stuff.
What would you call a male ladybug?
I would call a male ladybug a doodlebug.
That's what I was gonna call them. because I thought of a cheese doodle, and you know, like a cheap doodle. You get it, and it's a male, but it's a ladybug, so a doodlebug.
You would. You would.
Well, why would you call it a doodlebug? What's your reasoning?
I don't know, because a ladybug is like a ladybug, and a male ladybug is like a doodlebug. Ladybug and a doodlebug.
Okay.
Because doodle.
Yep. Where was the most embarrassing place you ever farted?
And I thought long and hard about this. The only time that I can think of that was the most embarrassing for me, and I don't even remember what boyfriend it was, but I was sitting on the floor and, you know, I was trying to get up and I held my arms up and they helped me up. And when they pulled me up, I farted and it was loud. And I was so embarrassed that I started crying.
Did he hear it?
Yeah.
Should have blamed it on your shoe.
I was so embarrassed that I started crying. That was the only thing that I could think of for the most embarrassing because, like, you know, we fart around each other all the time and it's part of being a human. I mean, you fart, people fart.
I don't.
You fart all the time. You farted in our last video.
Better on the outside than in. I would say for me, had to be probably in school. Like when I was younger in school, because, you know, you sit on plastic chairs and it echoes.
You want to read the next one?
Yeah. Do people eat or drink soup? I eat soup because I like my soup like chunky type soup. So I eat it with like the noodles and sausage and beef, ground beef and vegetables. So I eat it and slurp it, I guess.
I would say both. You know, like chunky type soups, you would eat those because you actually have to chew them before you swallow. But there are soups that are just like broth, and you can just like
I don't eat that type of soup.
Drink those. I do.
That's like flavored water to me.
I like those types of soups too.
Have you ever been arrested?
I have. I'm not going to elaborate, but yes, I have.
For what? I know though, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, yeah, I know. I have. There ain't no shame in my game for graffiti, destruction of property, so what can I say?
He's a rebel. Do you think that aliens exist?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
I don't have proof, but I just think they do.
I think they do. I mean, the solar system is very, very space is very, very vast, and there's so many parts of space that we haven't even explored. So yes, I do think that there are aliens out there, other life forms. Mm-hmm. Where would you like to time travel? Back to the past or back to the future?
I think if I was to time travel, I don't have a particular place I would really want to go, I don't think. But I would like to time travel back in the past so that way I can know like who wins the Super Bowl each year, what winning numbers are coming out in the lottery. That way, I mean, what can I say? They would just be lucky guesses when I came back to the present.
That's a good answer. I think I would like to do both. I don't know if that's like really fair to answer both, but I think both because I really like period piece films, you know, things from way, way back when. Although I don't know that I would want to live back in those times because people had it really hard back then. But I also would like to travel to the future just to see what the future is like what is in store for humanity and all of that stuff so that I can prepare myself and all that stuff. But yeah, both. My answer is both.
Which of your body parts do you wish you could change?
My boobs. I would like for them to be smaller so that I feel comfortable in my clothes.
She's got a lucky husband. For me, it would be my stomach because I have an umbilical hernia at the moment. So I will have to get surgery on that, but I hate the way it looks. Hate it.
What is the strangest or funniest thing a visitor has done at your home?
Well, I was in the process of selling one of my cars, and a few weeks before I had put it up for sale, I had taken a picture of it in the rain because I usually don't drive these particular cars in the rain. If I get caught in the rain, that's fine, but if it's raining, I don't take them out. Well, anyways, I put a picture on social media that the car was totaled because it was out in the rain getting wet, so it was a joke. Well, this particular individual was walking down the street, and I guess they saw it on social media, and this was, you know, a few weeks later. This was the day I was selling the car. The guy that was buying the car happened to be in the driveway with me, and this individual walked by and said, "Oh, I see you got the car fixed for, you know, from when it got totaled last week," or whatever it was, whatever week it was, and it was embarrassing. And then the guy looked at me that was buying the car, looked at me like, "What? You didn't tell me about this." He just drove here, you know, 5 or 6 hours, and I'd explained to him the situation. Then I went ahead and I pulled up the post on social media, and then we kind of laughed about it. But yeah, I guess that was strange and funny, and yeah.
Okay, well, my answer, and before I answer, I love you, Joe and Marcia, if you are watching this video. I love you. Hope you don't get embarrassed by this. But when we first moved here, Dave's dad and stepmom did not live in Florida yet. They do live here now. One of the reasons that we bought this huge house is because we knew that his family members were going to be coming pretty often, and they did in the very beginning. They came at least once a month or once every 2 months. The bedroom that they would sleep in, the bed was here when we bought the house, because we bought the house, it was fully furnished, and we kept that bedroom set. Well, they didn't like the mattress. They said that the mattress was very uncomfortable. And then they ended up buying a house here, and they moved here, and la-di-da, the rest is history. Well, one of the days that I was cleaning that bedroom that they used to sleep in when they would come and stay with us, I discovered that they had went and bought a whole piece of plywood and put it up underneath the mattress. because they said it made the mattress more comfortable and left it there. And I was so confused because I was trying to clean and I lifted up the mattress. I don't know if I was changing it. I don't know what I was doing, but I discovered it and I was like, what in the hell is this?
They snuck it in the house, a sheet of plywood in the house at some point.
When we were probably at work.
Yeah, and put it in between the mattress and the box spring and left it there.
Mm-hmm. So I would have to say, yeah, that's the weirdest thing that a visitor has done.
Yeah.
If you could put one condiment inside your belly button, what would it be and why?
That's just gross. I don't know. What's your favorite condiment? And that's the one I'd put in my belly button, and that's the one I'd let you eat out of my belly button.
Ew.
Well, with an umbilical hernia, I don't think anything's going to stay inside my belly button. I guess sugar. So that way when I lay down, it'll look like a little mountain from a distance with a snow cap.
That would be really sticky. I would put vinegar in my belly button because vinegar has cleansing properties and it is a condiment. I would consider vinegar a condiment. So I would put vinegar in my belly button because that's the least gross thing that I can think of to put in my belly button.
It's all
it would clean
gross.
it at the same time.
It's all gross.
I wouldn't put anything sticky or any, yeah. And it's easily wipeable out and then, you know, it's going to evaporate. And
Well, I guess I'll put a shot of tequila in there. It'll probably do the same thing. It'll, you know, kill any germs, and then you can take the shot. Do you ever cry while watching an emotional film?
I do all the time, and he picks on me about it. He laughs.
I do. That's what I do. I usually laugh or giggle or because I know it's just a film. It's for entertainment. So it's not going to get me all worked up.
I get all worked up. What was your favorite thing to do as a kid?
Go to Disney with my family every summer. Short and sweet. There you go.
Well, when I was a kid, my family didn't really go to Disney a lot. My dad took me, I think, twice. But my favorite thing to do as a kid, we had a creek back behind our house. And I would always go down there and just be a tomboy and play in the creek, get wet, get dirty, get muddy.
We had a creek behind our house too, and then an abandoned military base. So, but I used to get in trouble. So I used to do that when I was a kid too, but I enjoyed that. Go back in the creek and then sneak back into the military base. Because, you know, windows are busted out and you can go in the buildings and stuff like that. But yeah, that and Disney.
What did your 15-year-old self imagine that you would be doing right now?
Radiology.
Well, I had a bunch of just grandiose ideas when I was, you know, growing up. And I think my 15-year-old self, because I really wanted to be I believe it's called a psychotherapist, because I thought that those were the type of people that interviewed serial killers. And like, because when I was growing up, I used to be really into like true crime stories, and I would read all these true crime novels and all this stuff, and it just amazed me that people were actually capable of doing those types of things. Where in your childhood did you go wrong? You know, those are the types of things that interested me when I was growing up. So I wanted to go to school and be a psychotherapist and interview all these people and try to figure out what was wrong with them. But then I figured out that you had to go through like umpteen million years of school and college to do that. So I changed my mind. But yes, that's what my 15-year-old self thought I would be doing.
What makes you smile?
Lots of stuff. You make me
See, she's taking all my answers. I make me smile too. You make me smile. Living where we live, doing all the things that we get to do. All of that makes me smile.
What is something about yourself or your life that might surprise others to learn?
I have a couple things for that. I was a competitive swimmer when I was younger, and when I was 12 or 13, I actually swam with the college kids in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning for their swim team, for the college swim team. I practiced with them because my coach was the coach of that college team, but he was also my coach for the summer league. So I was one of the lucky ones that was really good at swimming, and I actually swam with, you know, people that were a lot older than me, and I could beat a lot of them, to be honest with you. I am legally blind. I am part blind in one of my eyes. Like, it's bad, bad. But yeah.
I thought long and hard about this answer, and I don't really know. Like, I think that I'm one of those types of people that you really have to get to know me to know how weird I am. I'm pretty weird. Like, I do.
I'm learning.
I rock around the house and just break out into song, and like when I'm cooking, I like do like weird, funny dances, and you know, Dave and I have a joke between us that I have like a sexy dance, and
let me see.
This is my sexy dance.
That ain't sexy.
So yeah, I think that's probably my answer, is that if you get to know me, and as you get to know me, you discover how weird I actually am. This is the last question. If you were a superhero, what would your power be and why?
I would have the power. I would want to be a superhero that could see into the future to where I could avoid a lot of different things that are negative that is happening either around us or in our life, or, you know, just in the world in general. So I can avoid all of that.
I don't know. I think that's a really, really hard question. I would not want to know, like, I wouldn't want to have telepathic abilities, because I wouldn't want to know what people are thinking about other people or myself. I would not, I mean, I don't know. I think that I would want the ability to, because there's so many people suffering in the world for different reasons, and I would want some type of ability to make people's life better, whatever that ability would be. I think that's what I would want my superpower to be. All right, guys, so that's it. That is our 20 questions. We have answered 20 questions to get to know us better. Hope you enjoyed. We enjoyed it. All the YouTube things.
Like, comment,
subscribe.
hit the bell.
Click that bell. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Later.
Bye.